Good evening, everyone. This is Mark Hamill saying, welcome to the Graham Norton Show!
Wow, we should do this again. Great show tonight. Yes, Luke Skywalker himself, Mark Hamill, is here for the first time. There he is. Do you know, there's something about that beard that makes him look so dignified and handsome, isn't there? Yeah. Now, Mark is here with other members of the cast of the new Star Wars movie, The Last Jedi, ladies and gentlemen. Sofa packed it will be. It's been cold this week. I said cold. Not now. It has been cold, yeah. In this weather, it's a good idea to check on the old and infirm to make sure they're okay. Thanks for asking. I'm fine. A lot of people have been out building snowmen. Some of them really love Star Wars. I mean, look at the detail in that. Little BB-8 made out of snow. Although some people have been messing about with snowmen, putting the carrot in an inappropriate place. Now... Come on, guys, if 2017 has taught us anything, you mustn't put your carrot in an inappropriate place, OK? I don't know why they bother. I mean, if you want to see something round and stupid with an orange willy, just turn the news on. Let's get some guests on! Later, we'll be getting attack from singer-songwriter Mr. Sam Smith will be here. He'll be performing his #1 hit, Too Good at Goodbyes. But let's meet the stars of The Last Jedi. She's the breakout British star of Game of Thrones. On top of the lake, please welcome Gwendoline Christie! He's your favourite stormtrooper turned hero and one of our fastest rising stars. It's John Boyega! Have a seat, yes. She stepped off the Orient Express to board the Millennium Falcon, reprising her role as Rey. Please welcome Daisy Ridley! She glitters, she shimmers. Like a star. And he's the man who started it all 40 years ago. Now, Luke Skywalker's back to save the galaxy. It's a great pleasure to welcome for the first time, Mr. Mark Hamill! There you go, into the zone. Into the zone.
Very good.
Lovely to see you all. Welcome.
Thank you.
So this week, you had the big London premiere.
Yes.
You were all there.
Yes.
And you all got to meet royalty.
Yeah, I said, after, you know, Your Royal Highness and doing all that, I said, can you settle this for me? My mother was Queen Amidala. My father was Lord Vader. My sister is Princess Leia. Doesn't that make me royalty? I was hoping, you know, that they would agree. William said, well, absolutely. I think that should make me royalty. Harry said, I think I need more information.
But here's the thing. So they're in the movie. Are you allowed to tell us which stormtroopers they are?
You kind of have to compare with body type and try and figure it out. I mean, I only had one question for Harry when I met him, was whether he's going to have Nigerian catering at the wedding.
I hadn't met them before, and I also hadn't realised my dress was slightly sheer, so I was almost naked when I met royalty.
Were they very good with eyes?
They really kept the gaze up.
And the party was in their house.
Kensington Palace, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that their house?
I don't know.
I don't know if that's the way they live exactly, though.
Because they talk about the cottage. I'm like, is it a cottage?
You know, that bit we know it's not true. It's not a cottage. Yeah. So, is there a function room? How does it work?
Well, you did walk sort of past like a mess where people... It's like a canteen, and I thought, oh, is that where we're going? But they had a lovely thing upstairs.
What was that red throne room place with the rope?
I wanted to pose the photographs on there and was dragged away by someone.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I was trying... Yeah.
was your
dragged
feet.
away.
I had to resist the urge to nick an ashtray as a souvenir.
Yeah, I think they leave things out for people to steal.
Do they?
Yeah.
They must.
I'm coming across so broke right
And now, so it's a big premiere, and the Boyega clan were out in force.
Absolutely, man.
You bagged extra tickets.
Oh, the babies.
Oh, now, so this is your nephew?
Yes, little JJ.
Now, he's not called JJ after JJ Abrams, is he?
No.
Oh, okay. I just thought it might have been a nod.
no, yeah,
No, he's named after Jar Jar.
No, never that.
And so, did you bring everyone to Kensington Palace, or was that a...
Yeah, no, everyone came down to the palace as well.
Woohoo!
Yeah, but as soon as 30 minutes in, my dad was like, "Where is the proper food?" So we had to leave real quick.
But Gwendoline, even if you weren't in these films, you would be at that premiere. You are like a proper Star Wars fan.
I have been a Star Wars fan since I was 6 years old. Yeah, and I've really done my best to keep away from you, Mark, not to bother and harass you.
And how amazing that you were in the Star Wars thing, but also Game of Thrones. So to have... Like, when those people at premiere see you, Game of Thrones and Star Wars, they must have like a nerdgasm when you...
I think that's what it's called, yeah. And only occasionally there's an omission.
Hey, this is it, ladies and gentlemen, episode 8 of Star Wars Saga, The Last Jedi. It's now open everywhere. Before we talk about it, let's have a little look. Here's a taste of the movie.
Let the past die. Kill it. If you have to. That's the only way to become what you were meant to be.
We are the spark that'll light the fire that'll burn the First Order down.
Come on! This is not going to go the way you think. Fulfill your destiny.
I was saying to you about that, like, Star Wars is review-proof, but wow, these reviews have been amazing. And it is, it's great. You must be so delighted with it, all of you.
It's funny being in it, but still being able to watch the trailers and get the same goosebumps, because it is Star Wars. And like Mark, we still get to find some sense of detachment to it, because it hasn't been so long.
Yeah.
But experiencing that, it just gives you the goosebumps, man.
And Mark, please reassure everyone, you are in this film more than in the last one.
I can assure you all, in this movie, my part is twice as big.
2 pages.
I know, I appear and I turn the page and it says the end. I went, what? Why did they train me for a year, you know?
No, did they make you train for a year for that?
Oh, yeah. And I went twice a week. I actually drove to the gym. Carrie had the equipment installed in her house.
Yeah.
And there were numerous times when she'd come to the door and say, "Oh, is it today? I'm not in the mood." I rearranged my whole schedule, never missed it. I was never late, never missed a session. And it was probably smart of them, because if JJ had told me what my participation was, I probably wouldn't have been motivated to stay on the if it tastes good, don't eat it diet. And I could have been the size of Marlon Brando in Apocalypse Now in those robes. Nobody would know.
But we find you on the Irish crag.
Right.
It's Skellig Michael, is it Skellig
Michael,
Yes.
off the coast of Ireland.
Yeah, I know. And it is. I mean, it is like a big ad for Irish tourism. It looks fabulous. It really does. And Daisy, you were there to find him.
I was.
Yes.
Or Ray was.
Yes.
Imagine if you had just been living there and I was like, Mark!
Well, when I first read the script, since I was only in it for 20 seconds, I said, oh, this will be green screen. I'll just go up the road to JJ's studio in Santa Monica and I'll be done by lunchtime. Yeah. Little did I know, because Skellig Michael, boy, you climb, there's over 600 steps.
Yeah.
I asked, how long are you giving the crew to get up there? They said about 45 minutes. I said, give me an hour and a half. Rest every 15 minutes. It was brutal.
So a big part of the movie is the kind of Jedi training.
Right.
And it kind of harks back to when you got your Jedi training from Yoda.
Right.
There you are.
There.
And you recreated that with Daisy.
We did.
It went quite viral. Here you are. Strong legs, Daisy Ridley.
Oh, yeah. I've been working out a lot.
You, no,
And also Mark can, so it's easy peasy.
And one of the things, and I think fans will really like the porgs, which live on your island.
That's right.
Oh, look at the porg! Is it these got you in trouble with Disney, Mark?
A little bit, because there was a picture of Luke surrounded by porgs, and I just reposted the picture with the hashtag wholesome porgnography. And Disney said, don't do that. A little close to adult humor there, so...
I think we got, I think you deleted it, though. It's still there.
It's because the cape is open.
Porgnography.
Neighborhood flasher.
But the fans have gone big on the porgs. They're already they found those images of the porgs, they liked them, so they've already imagined porgs in other films, spin-offs. So there is the classic porg.
Oh, my God.
That's good.
Yeah. What else they put them in? They're an alien. And beautiful this. Titanic.
Wow.
But it's not just movies. It's not just movies. They've also imagined them appearing in art. There they are. And even politics, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. John, did you worry at the end of the last film because you knew you were coming back because you've signed for 3, right?
Have you?
Haven't you?
Look, we can't...
Oh, no, the rumour's going to start.
Oh, man.
No, now you're starting a rumour that you're not in the next film.
Exactly.
Yes.
No. See Star Wars. It's an amazing film.
Renegotiation. Before you're very up.
No, but you must be worried at the end of the first one, thinking, ooh, in a coma. I wonder how much I'll have in the next film.
Yeah, to be honest, when that slash went up my back, they added extra, leather pieces flying around. I saw a bit of blood, and I was like, wow, that mortgage is not getting paid. Still. But I'm back.
You're very much back. Very. And one of the things we saw it in the clip there, Finn and Captain Phasma, you get into it. You have a big fight. And you've been saying how, I guess it's yin and yang. You're in the outfit.
Yeah.
Which must make it harder.
Yeah, it's not ideal. Not ideal to even move, really, in the outfit.
Right.
Let alone fight John.
But if you see what she was doing and the training, she was ferocious. I was like, can she actually see? Every time I was swinging at her, I was just doing...
You've got to fight ahead as though you can see.
Yeah, you got
just
that Muhammad
lashing
Ali
out.
reach. I mean, I felt the air on something.
But my word, the strength. There's a moment of contact and the power with which John met me with, I will never forget.
That was like me, trying to save my own life.
Now, I would say, and I don't know, if I was a betting man in that fight, I would put money on Gwendoline. Just because you do have the advantage.
Well, we kind of talked about this. I've got a higher centre of gravity, so that's not an advantage.
I've got a contract on my side.
Let's give that. Can you do a face-off for us? Do a face-off. So this is the start of the match. No, it only works if you stand.
It only works. I'm just warming up my knees because...
Don't do tippy toes again, though.
Okay, here we go.
Wow.
That is impressive. Now, one of the things you've got to deal with in these sort of things is that intense secrecy about the plot details. Now, John, I heard you were on Radio 1 and you were saying you cannot keep all the secrets yourself.
No, I think, yeah, you can't. Especially now on the second film, you've got to have at least one person that you tell everything to.
So you tell everything to one person?
Absolutely.
Who did you pick?
My roommate, Stefan.
OK.
I tell him everything.
But now everyone knows that he knows.
Yeah, I'm not giving you the second name, though, am I?
He lives in your house.
Oh, that's
Now, Daisy, I imagine you're like a sphinx. You don't crack.
inscrutable.
I can't keep my own secrets. Terrible.
Oh.
But those of other people, fantastic. And people do often tell me things about themselves. Unwilling, like without me asking, and someone said it's because I have a big face, I look honest. Seriously. So, but other people's secrets can keep no sweat.
Now, is one of the reasons you can keep the secret is because you don't really know the plot?
I was surprised by this film, yeah. I'd read it and then I put it away. And I did my bit and I went to set a couple of times, but otherwise, went home.
Because Gwendoline, of course, again, it's this double whammy because people... I mean, it's so weird because why would fans want to know what's going to happen and yet they have to know?
Yeah.
And you've had quite extreme things, particularly the Game of Thrones thing.
Yeah, that was really extreme. I was having a root canal surgery, and I was in the chair at the dentist, and there was a clamp holding my mouth open, and I had the bib and all the lovely plastic things around there, and I was reclined back in the chair, feeling, you know, it wasn't an ideal situation, really. And the dentist left the room, and I'm lying there with the mouth open, and the dental nurse hits me on the thigh and says, "Now tell me what happens in Game of Thrones." She literally had me where she wanted me. And she wasn't going to let me go. And then she said, "What's it like being naked with Jamie Lannister? Is it sexy? Tell me it's sexy." And I'm just gurgling, trying to breathe.
But Mark Hamill, you had the granddaddy. You had, I mean, one of the biggest secrets in cinema history.
Right.
The Darth Vader. Yeah. And, kids are just on episode 2. What? But, so how long did you have to keep that secret?
Well, the contrast was when we did Star Wars, nobody cared. You know, I read it and I gave it to my friend to read. I said, "This is the goofiest thing I've ever read." And then he called and he said, "You're right, it is goofy. Can I give it to Meredith?" I said, "Sure." I passed it all around. Nobody cared. By the second film, that's when the scrutiny became more intense.
Yeah.
And there was a wonderful substitute revelation in that scene. The way we filmed it, Vader said, "You don't know the truth. Obi-Wan killed your father." And the idea of Alec Guinness being the real villain, I thought, wow, what a spectacular twist. And it's just as you see in the film. No, search your feelings, you know it's true. Wallop, the hand goes off. But
So vivid.
The director, Irvin Kershner, took me aside. He came to my dressing room, actually, and he said, "I'm going to tell you something. I know it. George Lucas knows it. And when I tell you, you'll know it. But if it leaks, we'll know it was you." So I said, "What? And he handed me the piece of paper that said, "I am your father." I was shocked. I said, is that true?" He said, "Well, you search your feelings, and we're going to play it like that." So, oh my gosh, Dad Vader. And then I was paranoid because I thought, it was way before social media and all of that, but I had to keep the secret for about a year and a half. I didn't tell Carrie. I didn't tell, telephone, telegraph, telecarry. She had no vault whatsoever. In fact, Harris and I would test her. If you really wanted to get something out fast, you'd ask Carrie to keep it in your confidence. And out it would go. So at the screening, when that happened, Harrison turned to me and said, "Hey, kid, you didn't fucking tell me that." I apologize for the F-bomb. I only used it for historical accuracy. Yeah, I mean, I was so thrilled because I mean, I don't like having the burden of that. I talk in my sleep, you know. It can be really dangerous.
Does Harrison like your impression of him?
No, actually, he once said to me, "Hey, I don't sound anything like that."
It's very accurate. I've read somewhere where back then some of the special effects were simpler than maybe they are now. So the Jedi mind control, when you can move objects, explain how they did that.
Well, first of all, George called Star Wars the most expensive, low-budget movie ever made. And what he meant was every penny had to go up on the screen. And the ingenuity was fantastic. So, for instance, when I was hanging upside down in the Wampa Cave, they had fishing wire attached to it. And pulled it out of my hand and then just reversed the film.
Oh,
and so it's very simple, but I mean, the ingenuity is tremendous. Now they CGI it and spend way too much money.
Can we see if we can recreate it in a very low-tech way?
I'm game.
Okay, so if I give you, so if we move that, if I give you an orange, no, you're good. If you give you an orange,
Well, maybe you better move him farther in case my aim is off.
so if you could try to get it just in that general vicinity. So hang on, wait. So we've got to look astonished. This will make sense.
Oh.
We've got to look astonished when Mark is holding the orange,
And then
slowly back to nothing as the orange lands. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. So we all set?
I hope so.
Okay. I think that was good. Okay. I think, was that a good one? Was that good? Okay.
We'll fix
Okay,
it-
let's
we'll
watch it back.
fix it in editing.
Yeah, let's watch it back. Here we
All
go.
right.
Here we go. Okay. Money well spent.
Yeah, doubles as a salute to BB-8 with that entrance.
I just love it. I like the way it was just rolling around.
Hey, no extra charge.
Yeah, the force was weak and then strong, very strong. Yeah. So when it ended, the first three, that franchise ended, you walked away. Were you relieved it was over, or were you sad?
It was sort of like end of school, where you're clearing out your locker, knowing that you weren't going to see everyone again, because you really bond and become a family. You know, you spend more time with the crew and the cast than you do with your real family. So yeah, there was a sense of completion, a beginning, a middle, and an end. And I thought, well, you know, that's it. You know.
And also, but it must have been weird because you must have assumed you could stop being Luke Skywalker at some point in the future, and that sort of it never happened. Carrie's talked about how she's Princess Leia. You know, she was Princess Leia.
Well,
forever.
she was really mad. She came to see something I did on Broadway, and she goes, "What's with your bio?" I said, "What are you talking about?" She said, "Hamill, known for a series of space films, made his Broadway debut in such and such." She goes, "What?" She said, "Mark, I'm Princess Leia. You're Luke Skywalker. Get used to it and get over yourself." You know, she was always miles ahead of me in terms of, you know, realizing what's the obvious.
And that thing where Harrison and Carrie and yourself, because of what happened with the earlier Star Wars films, you know, you were part of each other's lives throughout that thing. And so it seems so fitting in a way that you got to say goodbye in this way, in this movie to Carrie.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's it really hit us all hard, and I'm not sure I've really gone through all the stages of the denial, the acceptance, the bargaining, because she's so, you know, in the present for me. She's not in the past tense, but she's wonderful in the movie. And,
So good.
Yeah.
And you, I mean, you know, she didn't rate herself as an actress at all. She rated herself as a writer and other things.
Right.
But she was so proud of
She
this
should be.
movie. She
Absolutely.
knew that she'd done something really good in this movie.
She's just wonderful in the movie. The tough part is that you sort of want to grieve in private, but you know, she belonged to the world. So not only does it come up on a daily basis with the public, but you know, you go on these press junkets and you're asked about it 47 times a day.
Yeah.
You want to be sincere every time and not slip into, well, I'll never stop missing her, I'll always love her, because it's true. And you know, it's, yeah.
I must say, I found this movie really moving.
Yeah.
And they handle it, I think they handle it really really nicely. But the movie is the same as it was always going to be. Is that right?
Yeah, it didn't change anything.
Yeah.
Didn't change anything.
But it has ended up being this beautiful love letter to her as well as everything else, hasn't it? It's a whole other dimension. And there's that amazing thing, like Joan Didion said when her husband passed away, she kept expecting him to come back. And the wonderful thing is that we do get to see her again and doing what she loved and what she's brilliant at.
I suppose you didn't know what you were getting into when you signed up for Star Wars, but you guys did. You knew that this was a big deal. So, Daisy Ridley, where were you? What were you doing when you were told you were going to be a big part of this Star Wars world?
I was at the theatre. I was at the Tristan Bates Theatre, and I was with my friend, and I'd been at an audition earlier on in the day, and I got an email it literally makes my heart pound, think about it. I got an email from JJ, and I was like, wait, what? Saying, hey, can I call you? And I was like, oh, and I had to ask to borrow a charger, then I had to do the audition for this other thing, and then I went to the theatre, and then I was looking at my phone thinking he hasn't called yet, and I checked my voicemail, and there was a voicemail. I was like, oh, God, and then I didn't know how to call America, because I had never called America from my English phone. Anyway, I finally got through. They were like, bad robot. I was like, what is going on here? And I thought I basically had to convince him over the phone that I was... It's so weird, I haven't thought about this in ages.
I know, it makes your heart pump, innit?
It's literally making my heart pump.
Yeah, it's mad.
And I thought I had to convince him, and he was going, you know, this is going to be this. I was like, I'm ready, I can do it. And he goes, yeah, you're going to be in Star Wars. And I was like, oof. And I was outside the theatre, and the play had started, and it was a fucking long play. I had to go back in and finish it.
And I suppose you can't celebrate.
No, I literally went in, sat down next to my friend, and was like... Nuts.
Oh,
it was nuts.
And John, I don't know what this is. Is it paranoia or is it... But you go to extreme lengths now to avoid situations of lots of people.
Nah. You know what? I think with this fame stuff, it really affects you differently. Everyone has their own individual experience, and it depends on what kind of life you lived before. And I always went midnight shopping.
Oh, OK, so this isn't a fame thing.
Guys, do you go midnight shopping, though? Is it just me, like really late, or is that just me?
I've never been midnight.
No one's done that?
But I feel like
If you want to
start.
But not like a full grocery shop.
Well, you don't need to do a full grocery shop, but like milk and your eggs and all that kind of stuff.
Crisps and chocolate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, good.
No, but you don't go to the garage shop, you go to, like, a proper supermarket.
Yeah, Asda's got something going on there, you know what I mean? I go down there and make it work.
And do people recognise you in the middle of the night? Or do they just say, that can't be John Boyega?
Some people do, and they go, why would John Boyega be doing that, though? And that's the key. That's the key.
That's key, yeah. But sometimes I read a thing, you had a very sweet encounter. I think it was in an airport.
Oh, yeah, it was before I was going through customs, and there was this small little girl with her mum, and she pinched my jacket, and I turned around, so small, and she was like, Mr. Finn, is your back okay? And I was just like, and I looked up at her mum, and the mum was like, you better lie to my child. And I go, yeah, my back's okay. So it was just that sweet moment, because the kids, they don't see you as you, they don't see you as the actor, they see you as the character, but there's something still so magical about that.
And Gwendoline, you've got the double whammy. You've got the game-o and this. So do you get bothered all the time?
I mean, it can be quite intense, but I think the pinnacle of this intensity manifested itself at a restaurant fairly recently, and I went to the bathroom.
So this is a restaurant?
Yeah, this is a restaurant, and it's a, you know, fairly expensive restaurant, actually.
Thank you very much.
Yes. And I went into the bathroom, and I went into the stall, and I went to lower myself into the correct position, well, I believe to be the correct position.
Yes.
And then under the door slipped a hand with a phone. And a female voice said, selfie. Yes!
Who? Who would do that?
I just said, no, thank you. And the hand slipped away.
But I suppose these guys were forewarned. You know,
Sure.
You know, for you, it's just, what? What the hell?
Yeah. Well, and it was my first film. I'd done a lot of television and theater, but, you know, you do one movie and heck, you know. But see, I appreciate it now. in a way I couldn't in my 20s, you know, with a little perspective. Because, you know, at that age, you go, well, that's every movie I do will become a pop culture phenomenon. Note to self, wrong. But one of the reasons it was good to come back is to show the way I am now, because there was a long gap where the original fans grew up and had children of their own. So you'd be at the airport and the parents were saying, look who it is, it's Luke Skywalker. And this 4-year-old, they have no concept of time. They think we made Star Wars last week. And they look up at me in my 50s and they were aghast. So now, I mean, it's healthy for them to see the aging process.
Yes, it's happening.
And it takes a relief, because, but really, the last thing I want in life is frightening small children. It's not on my list of things.
Right, it's time for music. This man has an Oscar, a Golden Globe, and a handful of Grammys to his name, and now he's back with his second album, performing Too Good at Goodbyes. It is Sam Smith!
Think that I'm stupid. You must think that I'm a fool. You must think that I'm new to this, but I have seen this song before. I'm never gonna let you close to me, even though you mean the most to me, 'cause every time I open up it hurts. So I'm never gonna get too close to you, even when I mean the most to you, in case you go and leave me in the dirt. But every time you hurt me, the less that I cry, and every time you're leaving me, the quicker these tears dry. And every time you walk out, the less I love you. Baby, we don't stand a chance, and it's sad but it's true. I'm way too good at goodbye. I'm way too good at goodbye. I'm way too good at goodbye. I'm way too good at goodbyes. I know you're thinking I'm heartless. I know you're thinking I'm cold. I'm just protecting my innocence. I'm just protecting my soul. I'm never gonna let you close to me, even though you mean the most to me, 'cause every time I open up it hurts. So I'm never gonna get too close to you, even when I mean the most to you, in case you go and leave me in the dirt. But every time you hurt me, the less that I cry, and every time you're leaving me, the quicker these tears dry. And every time you walk out, the less I love you. Baby, we don't stand a chance, and it's sad but it's true. I'm way too good at goodbye. 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 No way that you'll see me cry. No way that you'll see me cry. I'm way too good at goodbye. I'm way too good at goodbye. No, 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 no. No way that you'll see me cry. I'm way too good at goodbyes. 'Cause every time you hurt me, the less that I cry, and every time you're leaving me, the quicker these tears dry. And every time you walk out, the less I love you. Baby, we don't stand a chance, and it's sad but it's true. I'm way too good at goodbyes.
Flawless! Sam Smith, come on over, you! That's so beautiful. Thank you so much. Come in, sit down. Sam Smith, meet everybody. Gwendoline, Tom, Daisy, Bob. There you go. Lovely, 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 lovely. There you go. Congratulations. And that, of course, is off the album, The Thrill of It All. Well done, you, sir.
Thank you. I'm going to have a glass of wine.
Do. Neck it. I know, you must be so relieved, because, you know, there's always that kind of hiatus and kind of like, oh, will it match the first album?
Yeah.
And this so has, so congratulations.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. It was stressful. It really was.
No, I can imagine. It is wildly stressful.
Yeah.
'cause-
I just want to sing for the rest of my life, and I was just hoping that people wanted to hear me. So.
No one's going to stop you.
Can I sing in the shower?
Yeah, you'll be singing. You'll be singing. You'll find. But with this album, it's not. How can I put this? It's not the cheeriest of albums.
Never. I'm not that guy. you can turn to, like, to Spice Girls for the cheery stuff.
Because when you're writing those songs, are you feeling it, or are you just thinking, oh yeah, this is good?
I've been very unlucky with love. That's the only way I can put it. And I write love songs. That's what I enjoy to.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to. Hopefully, third album's going to be some happy, joyous.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. it's gonna be-
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I don't want to upset the actors on the couch, but since you were last year, you won an Oscar. So, is the Oscars like sat in your house?
I almost feel like it doesn't count, does it?
It does! It's a proper Oscar.
I can't look at it. I'm waiting until I'm like 60, 70, and I'm just going to like surround myself with my albums and my Oscar and just cry and eat.
Yeah.
But I hide it in this thing in my house. I can't even look at it.
It's hidden.
Yeah, it
Do
freaks
you not
me
let
out.
friends take pictures with it?
When I'm drunk.
It's the only reason I want to go to your house. It just, yeah, that'd be great.
When I'm drunk, I'll be like, look at this.
Yeah, and there's a particular character in Star Wars that you are a big fan of.
Yes.
I noticed from the social media.
Yes.
So did you see the film, or did you just meet the creature?
I saw the film when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But I was just obsessed with the creature. And when I was in Japan on tour...
This is Ewoks, by the way. It's sorry.
Yeah.
Being specific, Ewoks.
And when I was in Japan on tour, they were everywhere. And I went to this toy shop and there was this huge life-size Ewok.
Life size, yeah.
Life size.
Yes, Sam, life size.
And I had to get it, yeah.
We've got nice pictures of you.
obsessed.
There you are.
Oh, so cute.
Is he featured on the album? You look like you've really... Ewok is leaving me. And then this Ewok is weird looking. What's that?
Oh, no, that's a pillow.
Oh, was that a pillow?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you haven't just ripped its head off. That'll teach you. I like the Ewok trivia. You said in an interview that the Ewoks weren't supposed to be Ewoks.
I have no memory of that.
Wasn't it supposed to be a planet of Wookiees?
Oh, that's right. I know where you're talking about now. Yes, originally George wanted to go to the Wookiee home planet, but it was cost prohibitive because, you know, you have to build
There's a lot of fake fur.
And they make those Chewbacca suits hair by hair. I mean, I visited the creature shop, and those artists are just incredibly talented. But George just said, well, let's do a shrunken version, so we won't have to make the costume so big. See, it's very clever, but...
It is, and cheap.
Yeah.
Big in Japan.
I'm waiting for Sam's love song to Ewoks.
I know. That's
something to look forward to.
It's coming. We're taking it slow.
Not a lot rhymes
Very
with
wise.
Ewok, apart from the obvious. So now, these guys are talking about the premiere. They're talking about the premiere. And you had similar royal visitors at the James Bond premiere, didn't you?
Oh, yes, yeah, it was exciting. But they told me that you have to bow, and I thought when you bow, you, like, fully go down like that. I was, like, at a full right angle. It was the most embarrassing thing ever. It looked dirty. So only way I can explain it.
So, but you are. I like this though. I like when people are over. So you are genuinely angling for an invite.
Oh, hell yeah, I'm obsessed. Have you seen The Crown?
Yeah, I wouldn't mention that while asking for an invite.
You know, I'm obsessed with them. I just love what they wear. The Queen is so cute. I really want to meet her.
So you could be the turn at the reception.
Yeah.
Mind you, a lot of sad dumping songs probably aren't going to be. Yeah.
I can up it for them. I'll up it for them.
Nice happy wedding.
yeah.
But, yeah. You could do some covers.
Yeah. Rock.
Yeah. No. Yeah. So the album, congratulations on 2017. What an amazing year for you.
Thank
you. Continued success in 2018. Sam Smith, everybody. That is nearly it. But before we go, it's just time for a visit to the big red chair. Now, by the way, before we get to the red chair, so this is... Have you seen this?
Yes,
okay.
yes.
So this is the lever. Yeah. And I just want to say, if you want to use your Jedi Master powers to flip the lever...
You see how well I did
I
the
know,
orange.
exactly. So feel free. We spent a lot of money. Please do it. Here we go. Who's up first? Hello.
Hi.
Hi, what's your name?
Bonner.
And where do you live?
I live in Oxford.
Oxford, very nice. What do you do in Oxford, Bonner?
I work for the NHS in finance.
Oh, in finance. Okay. Now, don't boogaloo. She does a very good job. Well, I don't know. Not be useless. I have no idea. She's about to be fired. We don't know. But let's assume Bonner's very good at her job. OK, off you go with the story, Bonner.
OK, me and my sister went shopping one day and I was trying to reverse into a parking space. So it was very, very tight. So I said to my sister, can you get out and help me? So she gets out of the car and she's directing me and I'm looking in the wing mirror and then suddenly she starts hitting my car. So I get out of the car and she went, the car is on my foot. And I said, what is your foot? Do it under my foot.
I hope for more. I did it manually. We don't want to wear it out. I did it manually. Should we have another one?
Sure.
OK. Hello.
Hello.
What's your name?
Lynn.
Lynn? Lovely, Lynn. What do you do?
I work in a GP surgery in the treatment room.
OK. You don't know Bonner in finance, do you? No. But I like you wearing your lanyard on TV. That's good. That's a good way for them to identify you and fire you. OK, Lynn, off you go with your story.
Right, well, we're going some years back now. Well, I was a prison officer, and during that time...
She's lived, hasn't she? Yes.
Oh, you don't know the half of it. At the time, it was the prison's responsibility to take the prisoners to the court hearings. Unfortunately, I was never a very good traveller. And between going from the prison to the court, sat with my back to the engine in a vehicle with no windows, I was feeling pretty horrible by the time I got there. However, I tried to be brave, carry on, you know, with this feeling of water in your mouth constantly.
Yeah, yes.
Anyway, we took the prisoner up to the dock where the judge started to run through some of the awful things that had happened in this case. Whereupon I threw up on the back of the prisoner, at which time he was taken back to the cells, I was sent home, and I never done court duty again. It peaked at the
You're a cruel man, but fair.
I think so. Let's have another one. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. Hello. Oh, wow. I wonder if he's a Star Wars fan. What's your name, sir?
I'm Jason.
Jason, lovely. And where do you live, Jason?
Tatooine.
Go on. Oh, yes. Oh, well done. That was good. Well done, everyone that joined us on the show. And have a go on that. Make sure you can contact us via our website at this very address. That is it for tonight. Please say a huge thank you to my guest, Mr. Sam Smith. Gwendoline, Christie. John Boyega. Daisy Ridley. And Mr. Mark Hamill. with singer Tom Chapman, top TV chef Jamie Oliver, Victoria star Jenna Coleman, and the one and only Mr. Will Smith. I'll see you then. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
And you can see Star Wars actress Daisy Ridley talk to Ali Plumb about becoming Rey on BBC iPlayer.